Welcome to We Dig, the show where we talk about music, food, and the fantastic city of Toronto. My name's Lair.
And I'm Tommy Power from Drunk with Power Podcast.
And now for my top 5 albums of 2016. At number 5, we have the Avalanches with their album called Wildflower.
What can I do?
The Avalanches are an Australian group of DJs that put together a fantastic electronic album that samples from Sesame Street, samples from classic movies, and puts it together into a euphoric sound. The number 4 album of 2016 is by Noname, and the album's called Telefone.
You my baby, you my baby. I'm your baby, I'm your baby.
She is affiliated with Chance the Rapper and put together a spectacular album. It is an album that is peaceful, it is soulful, it is conscious, and her flow in it is great. She has some great collabs with people on that album. She just put out a fantastic album in 2016, deserved of the number 4 spot. Hammering in at the number 3 spot is Kaytranada with 99.9%. This album was basically a compilation album of the best artists that were around in 2016. It has his flow, his sound, with some of the top-notch up-and-comers and some already known artists that managed to find their way onto that album. Altogether, must-listen album. And they're from Canada. And number 2, with some gusto, is Whitney, who has an album called Light Up on the Lake. Now, Whitney's album is the ultimate cottage album. If you want to be in the wilderness, if you want to be in peaceful waters, it is an album that does that. Great acoustic sound. They are basically a folk group that had put together a masterpiece in 2016. And number 1 with a bullet is Paak with the albums Malibu and his collaborative album Nxworries.
Ain't nobody but you and me in here. Yeah.
And he deserves to be on a number 1 of a list. Everybody mentions him featured on everybody else's album on why their album's great, but nobody wants to give him the love he deserves. The guy put out 2 amazing albums this year. What else does he need to do in order to be in the top 5 list? He is, without a doubt, number 1 on mine. Who else put out that high of quality and that volume of quality of work in 2016? Nobody. Paak, number 1.
So on Drunk with Power, we play a lot of music from Toronto-based bands, and I gotta tell you, the top 5 songs that we've played on the show in the last year. One song that we've played on our show in the last year that we really, really enjoyed was You Can Have It All by the band Goodnight Sunrise. It's off their album Falling Awake.
We've learned so much.
It is the 80s synth pop kind of rock and roll that you really, really want in your life, especially if you're on a road trip. It's kind of like that movie Wizard, where you're on your way to Universal Studios and you gotta win the big game. That's your song. That's a song that gets you from point A to point B. Fantastic tune. Number 2 is DVP by the band Pup. It's off the album The Dream Is Over. It's their 2nd album. Pup is a really large bass band in Toronto, super punk, super great following, unbelievable energy when you see them live. This is the kind of band that I really enjoy going to see because it, 1, gets you picked up, really gives you that energy that you need to bring to a show. And if you're playing a live show, that's kind of how I feel about seeing a band. Mock the album. Be as good as you are on the album. That's what Pup does. They bring it to the table. Number 3 on my list would be 47 Teeth. The song is called Payphone. It's off their self-titled album 47 Teeth. These guys we saw live in sort of a whim one night, and honestly they sound just like they do on the album, and it's great music. It's just like that kind of power poppy, kind of very almost like garage tones, kind of from the 90s. You feel like it was going to be on a a movie soundtrack like Suburbia or Empire Records. It's really good. You should check it out. Number 4 would be Champion Lover. The song is Rob Ford.
Talking just to me.
saying things that can't be true. Saying you're so sorry.
If you haven't checked out this video yet, it's really what got me into it. Not only that, but the music is so good. It's like guttural, visceral, real tough guy kind of stuff. Stuff that you want to walk down the street to and have a backbone with. But the video is 360-degree angle shot. It's like you get to control where the camera goes. Really cool stuff, so it's very interactive, but also the music is so good. Check that out. Champion Lover. Check them out. And my fifth pick of music that we played on our show in the last year was the band Nuff Said, and the song is called Hitting Jacks. It's off the album Steezy Listening. They're a really good hardcore band that they kind of like, you know, run into your face, kind of like rock and roll riffage, and the song is all riffage. It opens with riffs, it ends with riffs. It has everything you want in a rock song. It's essential to your rock catalog, and it always plays on my playlist, which always picks me up. So, you know, mood music. That's the way I would call it.
That was this episode of What We Dig. If you like us, hit that like button.
And if you want to check out more, hit the subscribe button down below.
We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can hit us up there as well.
And you can also check out my show, Drunk with Power Podcast, at drunkwithpowerpodcast.libsyn.com. We're on Facebook. You can look us up there and subscribe to us on iTunes.
Otherwise, my name's Laird.
And I'm Tommy Power.
We'll see you next time.
I think they're looking at each other. It's real good.
Yes, they have their eyesight.
Yes, yes. They know how to see. They know what's up here and down there. It's good. Don't worry. Try and keep it positive.
Getting right drunk tonight.
Getting right ripped. Getting right ripped.